welcome back to the channel. As you can see behind me, today is the day that I introduced to you my 1JZ swap 240SX drift car. So not only have I been keeping this car a secret in the back burner for the last couple months, I've also been sourcing a bunch of parts that are necessary before we can get this thing on the track. And before we get any further into today's video, you can source all of the product found in this video at throttle.com. You can even use code THROTTLETIE and save up to 15% off your entire purchase in case you got a street or drift car that you're trying to build too. Now I know there's a lot of questions. Number one, when did I buy this car? The short answer is I bought this car a couple months ago. I had the full intentions of this build planned out. I sourced the car. I already started sourcing parts, and I will give you guys a full rundown of this. As I mentioned, this has a 1JZ swap. It is on a Garrett single turbo. We have a tile wastegate and dump tube setup. This is the VVTi model. We have an oil cooler tucked down here. We also have a tile blow-off valve. We have some type of generic intake. We have some suspension. This car is entirely gutted right now, as you can see, but it is currently set up with a switch panel. It has the hydro installed. We have the CD09 transmission. It's set up for a kill switch. We have a full FIA certified Cajun. We also have an optimal battery relocated to the back. This car has a bunch of other cool bits too, including GK Tech lower control arms. We have Parts Shop Max front calipers and dual Z32 rear calipers, Street Faction front and rear bash bars. The rear bash bar has the toe jacking point, which is very important. And we also have a tubbed engine bay already, which will allow us to have optimum clearance when we are on the track, and we can even run a wider wheel if needed. The bigger thing is we have all the room for angle as we progress throughout our drifting. Now let's talk about some of the parts that you see here next to me. We have a bunch of Haltech parts. So right now the car is set up on the factory ECU, so we are making a switch to Haltech. Our buddy Tuned by Sean is going to be tuning this car. He specializes with Haltech. He also tuned the throttle built Mark IV Supra. So for our cluster, we're going to be running the IC7 dash display. This thing has really good reviews. It feels really good quality overall. Like this thing's a beast. I'm super excited to run this. That way I can check all the parameters while we're driving and have everything on one screen. In addition to the IC7, we actually have two different mounts. One of them is Haltech, which is this ABS plastic kind of recessed mount. We also have this really nice one sent over from Mako Motorsport. What I'll probably end up doing is sending this out and having it overlaid in carbon. You guys will figure out why in a different video in the future. So I wanted to replace the old switch panel that's in there, so we did upgrade, since we're running Haltech already, to their switchboard. This thing's really clean. It comes with all these cool stickers that you can use as labels. Some of them are kind of funny. And now that we are going to be running pretty much Haltech everything, as I mentioned, Tuned by Sean is going to be helping us out with this build. We have a Haltech Elite 2500 ECU, which is going to give us all the capabilities that we need to dial this car in exactly how we want it. Now to run the 2500 Elite, of course, we're going to need a harness. So this is a plug and play harness for the JDM 1JZ. This will allow us to plug up to the ECU without any issues. We won't have to mess with the wiring as far as basically redoing the whole harness. This will be a direct replacement, which is really sick. And this is also already pinned for our AEM wideband. There's a wideband in the car right now. It's not a good one, but we're going to be replacing it with this AEM one, which is really nice. Now the rear of the car does have the Z32 dual rear calipers, which means it's been converted to the 5x114. However, the fronts have not, which means I'm gonna have to run mixed matched wheels, and I'm not excited about that idea. So I went with some sweet GK Tech 4-lug to 5-lug conversion adapters, which will allow us to run the same wheel from the front and the rear. Now you may have also noticed I have no seats in the car currently. When the cage was put in, they did a factory mount. Basically, it's a fixed position for the seating, and I'm a short dude. I just can't reach the pedals. I'm gonna be blunt. I can't. However, that gave me a good excuse to get some new seats. We also got some new seat bracket. I haven't even opened these yet, besides taking them out of the box, but we went with the Sparco Evos. It's a very comfortable seat. If you guys watched my video of me going to Sparco, I actually tried out a couple seats when I got my racing suit. Now it'll all make sense. I actually got that racing suit for this car, so that way we are ready and we are safe when we are on the track. Now I also only had a driver's seat in this car. Now we have the driver and the passenger seat, so that way if someone wants to do a ride along, we have two. So in here we have the seat brackets provided by Street Faction. These are really nice. They're kind of like a gunmetal kind of gloss finish. They have a lot of mounting options, so that way you can fix the position exactly how you need it. And in here we just have a driver's side and a passenger side. In addition to everything else, we sourced a few items from our friends over at Chase Bays. Looks like they provided us with some stickers, which is cool. So we ended up grabbing an oil catch can. The last thing that we want to run into is blow by with the turbos with this setup, so we have that. And right now we have a water bottle overflow tank for our coolant. So we went ahead and we grabbed a coolant overflow tank. Chase Bays provides really nice product. These are in a really nice gloss black finish. The material is really high quality, so I'm looking forward to running these also. With this setup, we're actually already running a Chase Bays power steering cooler. Now I know you're probably wondering, does this thing even start? And the short answer is, yeah, it does. So let's start it, because I know you guys want to hear it. if you guys are as excited for this drift build as I am, make sure you subscribe. You're not gonna wanna miss this build series. As you can see, we have quite the parts list ready to install, and I'm gonna be documenting this the entire way. And I'm also gonna be bringing you guys with me to the track. You guys are gonna be a part of the process. You guys are gonna watch me fail. You guys are gonna watch me succeed. Hopefully, we're gonna build a dope car in the process. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you leave a like, follow the social media down below, and I wanna see some comments down below of what you guys are most excited for about this car. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.